Hello learners, welcome back on the class of Introduction to Solid Mechanics. So I hope you all are safe and doing well. So in the previous discussion we have seen, or I have discussed various chapters in Introduction Solid Mechanics like elastic properties of material, principal stress, shear force bending moment diagram, shear stress in beam, deflection of beam. So today I am going to discuss another very important chapter, that is thick and thin cylinder. So in thick and thick cylinder I will discuss types of pressure vessel. Type of pressure vessel, that is there are two types of pressure vessel. One is thin pressure vessel and second one is thick pressure vessel. After that I will discuss what is longitudinal stress, what is hoop stress and what is radial stress. And after that I will discuss analysis of thin cylinder with closed ends, and after that analysis of thin sphere, and after that I will discuss analysis of thick sphere, and in the analysis of thick sphere I will discuss what is Lami's theory. So hello students, today I am going to discuss about the pressure vessels. So pressure vessels, there are two types of pressure vessels. The first one is thin pressure vessels and the second one is thick pressure vessels. So what is thin pressure vessels and what is thick pressure vessels? Before that I will discuss what is vessels. Pressure vessel is defined as the container designed to contain fluids, gases or liquids at a pressure different from atmospheric temperature. So the first pressure vessel, thin pressure vessels. In thin pressure vessels, generally we assume that stresses are uniform across the thickness of pressure vessel. In thin pressure vessels, stresses are assumed to be uniform across the thickness of pressure vessel. So the first properties of the pressure vessel is that stresses are assumed to be uniform. And the second point, with the help of thickness, so thickness of thin pressure vessel should be less than equal to 1/10 to 1/15 times the diameter of the internal diameter of the pressure vessel. So this is the two properties of the thin pressure vessel. The first one is, in thin pressure vessel stresses are assumed to be uniform, and in the thick pressure vessel stresses are non-uniform across the thickness of pressure vessel. And in case of thick pressure vessel, thickness will greater than 1/10 to 1/15 times the diameter of internal diameter of pressure vessel, where T is the thickness of pressure vessel and D is the internal diameter of pressure vessel. So I am going to discuss what is thick pressure vessel. Thick pressure vessel. First point in the thick pressure vessel, stresses are non-uniform and thickness is greater than 1/10 to 1/15 times the diameter of internal diameter of the pressure vessel. Due to the internal fluid pressure, there are three types of stresses may be developed. Due to internal fluid pressure, small p, due to internal fluid pressure, hoop stress, sometimes also known as circumferential stress, and sometimes also called meridional stress. Due to internal pressure, hoop stress, comma, longitudinal stress and radial stress developed. So the question arises, what is hoop stress, what is longitudinal stress, and what is radial stress? So I will discuss one by one. So the first I am going to take what is hoop stress, and it is denoted by sigma h. Hoop stress is also called circumferential or meridional stress. It is the normal stress which act in the direction of circumference, and due to internal fluid pressure. This is tensile in nature. The nature of this stress is tensile. So tensile in nature due to internal fluid pressure. And if there is external fluid pressure, then nature will be compressive. This pressure is responsible to change in diameter. Let us take the thin if a cylinder is cut by XX, thin cylinder, and this is the thickness through the circumference stress will create, that will be called circumferential or hoop stress or meridional stress. So if I draw the expression, if I compute the expression of hoop stress, let us assume internal fluid pressure. Let us assume this is internal fluid pressure is P. This is the thickness. This is the direction of hoop stress. This is the L length. So for the above free body diagram, summation of force in y direction is 0, that is bursting force is equal to resisting force. Bursting force in vertical direction is internal fluid pressure is P into D into L, and resisting force is equal to hoop stress into L into T, and this is the 2 times this portion is sigma h into L into T into sigma h into L into T. So if I equate bursting force, so bursting force is P into D into L is equal to sigma h into L into T into 2. So hoop stress is coming P into D divided by 2T, where P is the internal fluid pressure, D is the internal diameter of pressure vessel, and T is the thickness of pressure vessel. Hello learners. So till now we have seen about the pressure vessels. So I told you there are 2 types of pressure vessel. One is thin pressure vessel and the second one is thick pressure vessels. So due to the internal fluid pressure, there will be 3 stress will create. That is called, first one is hoop stress or circumferential stress or meridional stress, and the second stress is called longitudinal stress, and the third stress is called radial stress. After that I have discussed what is circumferential or hoop stress. So in the circumferential or hoop stress we have seen the expression of that. So the expression of, by equating the bursting force is equal to the resisting force, and the expression is coming P into D divided by 2 into T, where P is the internal fluid pressure and D is the internal diameter and T is the thickness of pressure vessel. As I told you earlier that due to the internal fluid pressure, the stress acting will be in tensile in nature. So due to the internal fluid pressure, the nature of the hoop stress will be tensile, and if there will be external fluid pressure will act, then the nature will change and it will be compressive. So after that I am going to discuss what is longitudinal stress, and in longitudinal stress I will show you the expression of longitudinal stress, that is PD by 4T, and after that I will discuss radial stress, and then I will compute the strain in longitudinal direction and due to the longitudinal strain or hoop strain I will compute, and once we have computed this longitudinal and hoop strain, then we can also compute the volumetric strain. So second stress is due to the internal fluid pressure, that is longitudinal stress. So longitudinal stress, if ends of the cylinder are closed, then longitudinal stress will develop. But if ends are open, then free expansion or contraction due to internal or external fluid pressure. As I told you earlier in the hoop stress, due to internal fluid pressure, due to internal fluid pressure, the nature of longitudinal stress will be tensile, and due to external fluid pressure, nature will be changed to compressive. So if I draw the expression, or if I derive the expression of longitudinal stress, let us assume this is the part of these are the thickness sigma L, the diameter, internal diameter, and internal fluid pressure is acting inside. So same thing we have to do here also, but summation of force in x direction is 0, means bursting force is equal to resisting force, and bursting force is equal to P into pi by 4 into internal diameter square, and similarly resisting force is equal to sigma L into pi into d into t. If I equate these two, then we will get the expression of longitudinal stress. So P into pi by 4 into d square is equal to sigma L into pi into d into t. Longitudinal stress is P into d divided by 4 into t, and due to the internal fluid pressure, the nature will be tensile. Third stress I am going to discuss, that is radial stress, sigma R. So radial stress act normal to the surface, in the direction of radius, and radial stress are always compressive in nature. It will not depend on the internal fluid pressure or external fluid pressure, like we have seen in the longitudinal stress and hoop stress, that if there is a internal fluid pressure acting, then the nature will be tensile, and if external fluid pressure will act, then the nature will be compressive. In radial stress, the nature will always be compressive. So I am going to discuss analysis of strains. So first one is hoop strain / circumferential / meridional strain. So we know the expression of strain. Strain can be written as, if I am going to write the strain in x direction, so stress in that direction minus nu times sigma y by E minus nu times sigma z by E. If the stress in three dimensional, so let epsilon h be the hoop strain and then this hoop strain can be computed as hoop stress divided by Young's modulus of elasticity minus nu times longitudinal stress by E. And we have already derived the expression of sigma h and sigma l, that is PD by 2T into E minus nu times P into D divided by 4T into E. So if I take common PD by 4T into E, so it is coming 2 minus nu. So these are the expression of hoop strain, where nu is the Poisson's ratio, E is the Young's modulus of elasticity, and P we know internal fluid pressure, and D is the internal diameter of pressure vessel, and T is the thickness of pressure vessel. We have already discussed this. Similarly, we can also compute the longitudinal strain. That is epsilon L. So longitudinal strain can be computed as longitudinal stress by Young's modulus of elasticity nu times hoop stress by Young's modulus of elasticity. So P into D by 4T into E minus nu times P into D divided by 2TE. So once again, if I take common PD by 4TE, so it is coming 1 minus 2 nu. So longitudinal strain also computed by this expression. Third expression is volumetric strain. So we know volume of a cylinder is pi by 4 into d square into L. Change in volume is 2 times pi dl by 4 into delta d plus pi by 4 into d square into delta L. So if I divide both sides by volume, delta V by V is equal to epsilon V is equal to 2 times epsilon D by D plus delta L by L. So the volumetric strain is coming delta D by D, change in diameter. So as I told you earlier in the hoop strain, due to hoop stress diameter, there will be change in the diameter. So this will be the hoop strain plus longitudinal strain. So this is the expression of volumetric strain, 2 times horizontal strain plus longitudinal strain. So if I compute if I draw the expression in terms of PD TE, so 2 times expression of hoop strain we have already seen, that is PD by 4 TE into 2 minus nu plus expression of longitudinal strain is PD by 4TE 1 minus 2 nu. So if I solve this, so the expression will come P into D divided by 4TE, 4 minus 2 nu and 1 minus 2 nu. So 5 minus 4 nu. So the expression of volumetric strain is this. So dear student, today we have seen the thin pressure vessel, and in thin pressure vessel we have studied what is thin pressure vessel, and after that when internal fluid pressure exists, then there are three types of stresses will create, that is namely hoop stress, longitudinal stress and radial stress. After that one by one I have discussed what is hoop stress, and we have seen the expression of hoop stress, that is PD by 2T, and after that I have discussed what is longitudinal stress, and we have show you the expression of longitudinal stress, that is PD by 4T, and after that I have discussed what is radial stress. After that I have discussed about the strain, what is the expression of hoop strain. So the expression of hoop strain can be computed as strain in circumferential direction minus nu times the strain in longitudinal direction. Similarly, the expression of longitudinal strain can be computed as strain in longitudinal direction minus nu times the strain in circumferential direction. And after that I have derived the expression of volumetric strain, that is the 2 times the hoop strain plus longitudinal strain, and we have seen the expression of volumetric strain. So in the subsequent class I will discuss the magnitude of maximum shear stress by various cases. I will discuss when there is hoop stress and longitudinal stress exist, when hoop stress and radial stress exist, and the third case when longitudinal stress and radial stress exist, then what will be the maximum shear stress. And after that I will discuss what is thin sphere, and after that I will discuss thick pressure vessel, and in thick pressure vessel I will discuss what is Lami's theory. So take care of your health and happy learning.